Following his role as Johnny Yuma in The Rebel, Nick Adams' career continued to grow, but he struggled with personal issues and eventually turned to directing. The Rebel series itself was notable for its unique storytelling approach, often focusing on the human side of the characters rather than traditional Western action. Johnny Yuma's character, in particular, was a complex and brooding figure, haunted by his past as a Confederate veteran. Throughout the series, Yuma's adventures took him across the American West, often finding himself in difficult situations and moral dilemmas. The show's writing was praised for its realism and depth, and Adams' portrayal of Yuma brought a sense of nuance and vulnerability to the character. Despite the show's popularity, it was ultimately canceled after 2 seasons, leaving fans with a sense of unfinished business. Nick Adams' own life was also cut short, as he struggled with addiction and personal demons, ultimately leading to his tragic death at the age of 36. Johnny Yuma is an aspiring writer who carries the heavy burden of his memories from the Civil War. As he roams the vast landscapes of the American West, he seeks a sense of inner peace that often eludes him. His journey is not just about finding solace, it is also about confronting the injustices he encounters along the way. With a revolver at his side and his deceased father's sawed-off double-barrel shotgun, Johnny stands ready to fight for what is right. He believes in justice and is willing to take a stand against those who exploit the weak. Throughout his travels, Johnny keeps a journal where he records his adventures, thoughts, and reflections. This journal serves as both a creative outlet and a means of processing his turbulent emotions. Each entry captures the essence of his experiences, from the people he meets to the challenges he faces. The act of writing becomes a therapeutic escape, allowing him to confront his past while navigating the complexities of the present. As he battles the shadows of his memories, Johnny Yuma's character evolves, revealing a man shaped by loss, resilience, and a relentless pursuit of justice. During the mid to late 1950s, Nick Adams was steadily building his career as an actor, appearing in various films and television shows. His role as Johnny Yuma in the series The Rebel marked a significant turning point for him, propelling him into the spotlight of television fame. The character of Johnny Yuma was a young drifter and former Confederate soldier who wandered the post-Civil War American West, seeking adventure and justice. This role resonated with audiences and showcased Adams' talent, making him a recognizable face on television. What is particularly noteworthy is that Nick Adams was not just the star of the show. He was also one of the co-creators of The Rebel. His involvement in the creation of the series allowed him to shape the character and the storylines, giving him a unique opportunity to express his artistic vision. The combination of his acting skills and creative input helped The Rebel gain a dedicated following, and it became a memorable part of the television landscape during its run. The series not only elevated Adams' career, but also left a lasting impact on the genre of westerns in television. Initially, Adams had some reluctance about taking on the title role in the series The Rebel. He was uncertain if he wanted to be the face of the show, but once ABC decided to pick it up, he changed his mind and accepted the role. This decision marked a significant moment in his career. ABC placed The Rebel in a primetime slot on Sunday nights from 9 to 9:30 p.m., which was a strategic choice to attract viewers during a popular viewing time. The show was also jointly sponsored by Procter & Gamble and L&M cigarettes, which reflected the advertising trends of the time. The combination of a strong time slot and notable sponsors helped to establish the series in the competitive landscape of television. Adams' portrayal of the character resonated with audiences, and the show's unique premise contributed to its appeal. The partnership with well-known sponsors further solidified its presence in the television market, making The Rebel a memorable part of the late 1950s television scene. ABC aimed to attract a younger audience with the series The Rebel, which premiered in 1959. The network's promotional strategy cleverly positioned the main character, Johnny Yuma, as a Reconstruction beatnik. This description was not just a catchy phrase, it set the tone for the entire series. By labeling Johnny Yuma in this way, ABC tapped into the cultural shifts of the time, appealing to the youth who were beginning to embrace new ideas and lifestyles. The beatnik movement was characterized by a rejection of conventional norms, and this resonated with young viewers who were looking for characters that reflected their own feelings of rebellion and desire for freedom. The series itself captured the essence of this youthful spirit, showcasing Yuma as a drifter who sought justice in a world that often felt unjust. The tone of the show was infused with a sense of adventure and a quest for identity, making it relatable to the younger demographic. The combination of a strong, independent protagonist and the themes of exploration and self-discovery created a narrative that was both engaging and thought-provoking. This approach not only helped to define the series, but also contributed to its lasting impact on television storytelling. Nick Adams' performance in The Rebel was a defining aspect of the series. As the only regular cast member, he was the focal point in every episode, portraying the character of Johnny Yuma with a unique intensity that captivated audiences. Each week, viewers were introduced to new guest stars, which kept the storylines fresh and engaging. The absence of recurring characters meant that Adams had to carry the weight of the narrative on his shoulders, and he did so with remarkable skill. His portrayal of Yuma, a drifter with a troubled past, was layered and complex, allowing him to explore a range of emotions and situations. The guest stars brought their own flair to the show, but it was Adams' strong screen presence that anchored the series. His ability to convey deep feelings and struggles made each episode memorable. The combination of his talent and the rotating cast created a dynamic viewing experience that resonated with fans. Adams' commitment to his role ensured that Johnny Yuma remained a compelling character throughout the series. In the 1959 TV series The Rebel, the main character, Johnny Yuma, portrayed by Nick Adams, is a complex figure who embodies a unique blend of stoicism and occasional bursts of intense emotion. Throughout the series, there is very little emotion in his role, which is primarily characterized by a calm demeanor that masks deeper feelings. However, when confronted with injustice, Yuma's anger becomes a driving force. This anger often leads him to violent confrontations as he seeks to right wrongs and protect the vulnerable. Each episode typically follows a familiar pattern where Yuma stumbles upon a town or group of people in distress. These individuals are often facing threats from corrupt officials, outlaws, or other forms of oppression. Yuma's sense of justice compels him to intervene, even if it means resorting to violence. His actions are not just about physical confrontation, they reflect a deeper moral code that guides him. The emotional weight of his anger serves as a catalyst for change, pushing him to take risks and stand up for those who cannot defend themselves. The series captures the essence of a lone hero navigating a world filled with chaos and injustice. Yuma's journey is marked by moments of reflection, but it is his fierce response to wrongdoing that defines his character. The emotional landscape of The Rebel is shaped by these moments of anger, which highlight the struggles of individuals against larger societal issues. This dynamic creates a compelling narrative that resonates with viewers, showcasing the complexities of human emotion in the face of adversity. Each week, the main character of The Rebel faced various challenges that tested his beliefs and values. He encountered intolerance, distrust, greed, confusion, and revenge in a world that often seemed unfair. Despite his rebellious nature, he held a deep respect for law and order. He understood the importance of rules, but could not stand by when he saw the abuse of power. This inner conflict made him a complex character who was not just a troublemaker, but a defender of the weak. He often found himself standing up for those who were downtrodden, using his strength and wit to protect them from those who sought to take advantage. His actions were driven by a strong moral compass, guiding him to fight against injustice wherever he found it. Each episode showcased his determination to make a difference, even when the odds were stacked against him. His journey was not just about rebellion, it was about standing up for what was right and ensuring that the voices of the powerless were heard. Through his adventures, he became a symbol of hope for many, proving that one person could challenge the status quo and inspire change. His character resonated with viewers as he embodied the struggle against societal issues that still exist today. The Rebel was more than just a show. It was a reflection of the fight for justice and the importance of defending those who cannot defend themselves. He often found himself as the lone traveler, a figure who stood up to the bad guys in a world that seemed to be filled with them. This character, portrayed in the 1959 TV series The Rebel, captured the essence of a solitary hero. The show depicted a man who journeyed alone, facing challenges and confronting villains without the support of a team. This theme of independence resonated with many viewers, as it highlighted the strength and resilience of an individual willing to fight for what is right, even when the odds were stacked against him. The critical reception of The Rebel was mixed, which is not uncommon for new shows. Some critics praised the series for its unique storytelling and the depth of its characters. They appreciated the thought that went into the writing and production, noting how it brought a fresh perspective to the Western genre. However, there were also critics who were less enthusiastic, expressing their dislike for various aspects of the show. This division among critics reflected the challenges that new television series often face as they try to find their footing in a competitive landscape. Despite the mixed reviews, a good portion of the critics recognized the quality of the writing and the effort put into the production, which contributed to the show's lasting impact on its audience. During the first season of The Rebel, the plots explored various themes that resonated deeply with viewers. One notable storyline involved the main character discovering an old friend from the army who had fallen into the grips of drug addiction. This plot highlighted the struggles many veterans faced after returning home, showcasing the harsh realities of life outside the battlefield. Another compelling element was the use of flashbacks to wartime romance, which added depth to the character's backstory and provided a poignant look at love amidst chaos. The series also took the audience on a journey into Mexico, where the protagonist sought a sword that had been promised to a general's widow. This quest not only served as an adventure but also illustrated themes of honor and loyalty. In another gripping episode, the main character visited a former commanding officer who was on the verge of executing an innocent man, raising moral questions about justice and duty. Lastly, the season included a touching moment when the protagonist returned a medal to the family of a fallen comrade, emphasizing themes of remembrance and sacrifice. These plots combined to create a rich tapestry of stories that engaged viewers and reflected the complexities of life after war. The first season of The Rebel featured a remarkable lineup of guest stars that added depth and excitement to the show. Notable appearances included Agnes Moorehead, known for her powerful performances, and Robert Blake, who would later gain fame for his own series. Johnny Cash brought his musical talent to the screen, while Robert Vaughn showcased his acting skills. Dan Blocker, who would later star in Bonanza, also made a memorable guest appearance. These stars contributed to the rich storytelling and character development that defined the series. In the second season, the plots took on a more intense and dramatic tone. Johnny Yuma, the main character, faced a harrowing decision when an Indian chief forced him to choose which of two hostages should be killed. This moral dilemma highlighted the complexities of his character. In another episode, Yuma joined a posse in pursuit of an escaped prisoner, only to discover that the man was innocent, adding layers of tension and intrigue. He also agreed to help toughen up a rancher's son, showcasing his mentorship qualities. A romantic subplot emerged when he was offered the hand in marriage by the daughter of a man he had rescued, adding emotional stakes to his adventures. Additionally, Yuma met an actress who offered him a role in a play, blending his life as a drifter with the world of performance. The season also delved into more Civil War plots, enriching the narrative with historical context and personal conflict. During the second season of The Rebel, several notable guest stars made appearances, adding to the show's appeal. Among them were Tex Ritter, known for his cowboy persona and musical talents, and Soupy Sales, who brought his unique comedic style to the series. Leonard Nimoy, who would later gain fame as Spock in Star Trek, also guest starred, showcasing his versatility as an actor. Jamie Farr, recognized for his role in MASH, and John Carradine, a veteran actor with a rich film history, further enriched the cast with their performances. After 2 seasons and a total of 76 episodes, The Rebel came to an end, leaving fans with mixed feelings. The cancellation sparked quite a bit of controversy, with disputes over the reasons behind it. Some believed it was due to declining ratings, while others argued that the show's unique premise and strong performances deserved more time to develop. The discussions surrounding its end reflect the passion of its audience and the impact the series had during its run. The main theory surrounding the cancellation of The Rebel is that ABC deemed the show too violent for its audience. This concern about violence on television was a growing issue during the late 1950s and early 1960s. The Rebel, which aired from 1959 to 1961, featured a strong lead character, Johnny Yuma, who was a Confederate soldier turned drifter. His adventures often involved confrontations that could be seen as violent, which may have contributed to the network's decision to pull the show. In June of 1961, the New York Times reported that The Rebel was among the most popular TV shows watched by young offenders at 2 juvenile correction facilities. This statistic likely raised alarms for ABC executives, who may have feared that the show was influencing young viewers in a negative way. The combination of public concern over television violence and the show's popularity among troubled youth may have led to increased scrutiny and ultimately influenced the decision to cancel The Rebel. The show's legacy remains a topic of discussion, particularly regarding its impact on youth culture and the evolving standards of television programming during that era. During a congressional hearing that examined the link between violent television programming and juvenile delinquency, the impact of shows like The Rebel became a focal point. This series, which featured a strong, rebellious character, was part of a broader trend in television that emphasized action and adventure. The discussions highlighted concerns that such programming could influence young viewers negatively, leading to increased aggression and delinquent behavior. In response to these concerns, ABC took a significant step by announcing that it would reduce the number of action and adventure shows in its lineup. This decision reflected a growing awareness of the potential consequences of violent content on television. The Rebel, while popular, became a symbol of the debate over the responsibility of networks in shaping the viewing habits and behaviors of children. As a result, ABC's programming strategy shifted, aiming to create a more balanced array of shows that would not contribute to the issues being discussed in Congress. The network's actions marked a turning point in how television programming was approached, especially regarding the portrayal of violence and its effects on society. On Sunday nights, The Rebel was a standout show, capturing about 35% of the audience in its time slot. This impressive audience share highlighted the show's popularity and the strong connection it had with viewers. However, despite this success, the show faced significant pressure from ABC to cancel it. Such a decision to end a program with such a high audience share is unusual, and indicates that there were underlying issues that the network had to consider. The pressures could have stemmed from various factors, including production costs, creative differences, or shifts in programming strategy. The show's theme song, The Rebel, also known as the Ballad of Johnny Yuma, played a crucial role in its identity. Composed by Richard Markowitz, the song captured the spirit of the main character, Johnny Yuma, a drifter with a strong sense of justice. The catchy tune resonated with audiences and became synonymous with the show, further enhancing its appeal. The combination of a strong audience share and a memorable theme song made The Rebel a notable entry in television history, even as it faced the challenges that ultimately led to its cancellation. The song, recorded by Johnny Cash, is recognized as one of the top 100 Western songs of all time. Although it gained significant acclaim, it was not released as a single until April of 1961, just before the television series The Rebel concluded its run. This timing added to the song's legacy, as it became associated with the show and its themes of freedom and individuality. The main character of The Rebel, played by Nick Adams, was a symbol of the restless spirit of the American West. Nick Adams, born Nicholas Adam Schock on July 10, 1931, brought a unique charm and depth to his role. His portrayal resonated with audiences, making him a memorable figure in the landscape of Western television. Adams' early life and experiences shaped his acting career, allowing him to connect with the character he played. The combination of the song's release and Adams' performance contributed to the lasting impact of The Rebel in American pop culture. As a young man, he immersed himself in the world of fan magazines, dreaming of Hollywood and the glitz of the silver screen. He believed that the key to meeting agents and directors lay in being seen at Warner's Theater in Beverly Hills, a hub of cinematic activity. With determination, he secured a job at the theater, taking on various roles that included being a doorman, usher, maintenance man, and general worker. Each day, he greeted moviegoers with a smile, hoping to catch the eye of someone important. His responsibilities also included changing the notices on the theater marquee, a task that made him feel connected to the stars he admired. The hustle and bustle of the theater filled him with excitement as he watched people come and go, each with their own stories and dreams. He believed that every moment spent in that vibrant environment brought him closer to his aspirations. The theater was not just a job, it was a stepping stone toward the life he envisioned, filled with creativity and opportunity. He cherished the chance to be part of the magic that unfolded on screen, fueling his ambition to one day step into the spotlight himself. The experience at Warner's Theater shaped his understanding of the industry and deepened his resolve to pursue a career in acting. Each interaction, each moment spent in that bustling theater, was a building block in his journey toward achieving his Hollywood dreams. After he put up his own name on the marquee as a publicity stunt, he faced immediate consequences and was fired. This bold move was part of a larger struggle he faced in his early career. For 3 long years, he worked hard to promote himself and find opportunities in the entertainment industry. His determination and persistence eventually paid off when he landed his first film role in 1951. This role, though uncredited, was a significant step forward. He appeared as a Western Union delivery boy in George Seaton's film, Somebody Loves Me, This small part marked the beginning of his journey in film and television. Despite the challenges he faced, including the initial setback of being fired, he continued to push through the tough times. His experience highlights the difficulties many actors encounter while trying to establish themselves in a competitive field. The road to success is often filled with obstacles, but his story serves as a reminder of the importance of resilience and self-promotion in the entertainment world. In 1955, he took on a small but memorable role as Chick in the classic film Rebel Without a Cause. This film, starring James Dean, became a cultural touchstone for its portrayal of teenage angst and rebellion. His performance, though brief, contributed to the film's lasting impact. Before landing this role, he was involved in various productions that showcased his talent. In 1956, he appeared in Armus Brooks, which allowed him to further develop his acting skills. The following year, he was part of the cast in No Time for Sergeants, a comedy film featuring Andy Griffith. This film highlighted the humorous side of military life and helped to solidify Griffith's status as a leading man in Hollywood. His experiences in these productions paved the way for his later work in The Rebel, a television series that aired in 1959. The series followed a drifter who stood up for the underdog, resonating with audiences who appreciated stories of individualism and justice. His journey through these roles reflects the evolving landscape of television and film during that era, capturing the spirit of a generation seeking authenticity and connection. Following the cancellation of The Rebel, the actor transitioned to a new role in the series Saints and Sinners, which aired on NBC from 1962 to 1963. This show allowed him to showcase his talent in a different light, but it did not reach the same level of popularity as his previous work. In 1963, he received significant recognition for his performance in the film Twilight of Honor, earning an Academy Award nomination. This nomination was a highlight in his career, reflecting his ability to take on serious and complex roles. However, despite this moment of acclaim, his career soon faced challenges. After the nomination, he struggled to find roles that matched his earlier success. The momentum he had built began to fade, and he found it increasingly difficult to secure leading parts in films or television. This decline marked a significant shift in his professional life as he navigated the ups and downs of the entertainment industry. The contrast between his earlier triumphs and the subsequent difficulties became a notable aspect of his career journey. On the night of February 7, 1968, a tragic event unfolded in Beverly Hills. Irwin Roeder, a lawyer and friend of actor Nick Adams, who was also an ex-LAPD officer, discovered Adams deceased in his home. This shocking news sent ripples through the entertainment community, as Adams was known for his role in the popular television series The Rebel. The circumstances surrounding his death raised many questions. The official death certificate revealed that the immediate cause of death was intoxication from formaldehyde and promazine. These substances, often associated with sedative effects, pointed to a struggle that Adams may have faced in his personal life. The loss of such a talented actor at a relatively young age left fans and colleagues mourning. Adams had made a significant impact on television, and his untimely passing marked a somber moment in Hollywood history. The details surrounding his death continue to evoke curiosity and concern about the pressures faced by those in the spotlight. Only Nick Adams knows what happened in that house that night, but his early death was a great loss. The 1959 television series The Rebel featured Adams as Johnny Yuma, a Confederate soldier turned drifter. The show captured the spirit of the American West, blending adventure with deeper themes of justice and personal struggle. Each episode followed Yuma as he traveled through the post-Civil War South, often finding himself in situations where he had to defend the innocent or confront his own past. Adams' portrayal of Yuma was compelling, showcasing a character who was both tough and sensitive. His journey was marked by encounters with various characters, each adding layers to the narrative. However, the mystery surrounding his untimely death in 1968 left many questions unanswered. Fans and colleagues speculated about the impact of his experiences, including the darker themes explored in The Rebel. The show itself became a cult classic, remembered for its unique storytelling and Adams' strong performance. Yet, the unresolved questions about that fateful night in the house linger, leaving a sense of intrigue and sadness. The loss of Nick Adams not only affected his fans but also the television landscape, as he was a talented actor with much more to give. His legacy continues to resonate, reminding viewers of the stories he told and the mysteries that